I will say, 3 years from now, one thing that I think we will be talking about, or at least considering,
Oh boy.
is what is going to happen right now with Disney pretty much reporting or considering buying out Sony. Spider-Man.
That was the next joint. That was I was like, we're gonna close out on the
I
Disney
know,
Sony
I
stuff.
know. I got you. I'm here. Man, I will move. I will go segues. I got you.
It's so black here right now. It's so black.
We on there. We're on that. We're on that level. But no, honestly, years from now, that's going to be the big conversation, because it was the big conversation 3 years ago prior, when they decided, okay, hey, Marvel's gonna work with Sony and do this whole Spider-Man thing. And it was unprecedented. There's never been a time where one big studio literally looks at its rival and says, I'll work with you to make what you've got better, because what you've got better will help me.
Right.
Genius job on Kevin Feige, seeing the whole picture and saying, well, ultimately there will be a time where Sony, because Sony was looking like they were going to go bankrupt. They were like, but they are holding down on the whole idea of making another Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We can make sure that they make a good one. And then when they do finally go bankrupt and we buy it from them, thank God Disney's piggy bank, once we buy it from them, we'll be able to continue if we tell them what to do. Kevin, you used to work for Sony. You used to work for the woman who's in charge of it right now. You guys have a working relationship. Kevin knew that. And he said, hey, I'm coming over to you. I'm crossing over the lines and I want to make something work. But the whole time, he's just thinking, once they finally fucking fail and they can't afford anything, we'll just buy it from them. And they've done a lot of the setup work and we'll just continue. And that's what we'll do. And it was like, damn, that's fucking genius. That's also an evil mastermind, but it's genius.
Yeah.
And so now hearing that, like, finally they're like, yo, so Joe Quesada and a bunch of idiots a long time ago fucked up by selling all of this shit, and we need to get it back. So come on, Sony, just we played nice, now just, we're Disney, we own the world. I think we bought the moon last week. Just fucking give us Spider-Man, and
we got healthcare coming next December.
Yeah, right, exactly, right. But my thing is, why aren't they eyeing I know how they kind of worked around it for the Hulk, because the Hulk is still owned by Universal. And
still as of right now.
Yeah, as of right now. That's why you don't see Hulk in a solo film.
Wow.
Hulk can be in films and blah, blah, blah. He can be in a buddy cop film. That's what we got with Thor. But he cannot be the title character, Hulk. We can't have a Hulk film. So we'll put him in everything else. We got She-Hulk. Nobody wanted to buy that. So we'll run with She-Hulk and throw Hulk in it as well. And we'll still throw Hulk in Thor to make Thor good. It's genius. And it's just like, Kevin Feige can't lose. This man can't lose. Think about it. Guardians of the Galaxy. Before the movie, who actually knew the actual current lineup for the Guardians of the Galaxy? One. And two, who knew anything about them? I mean, somebody comes to you and says, I got a talking tree and a raccoon, and then a white guy and a green chick. Oh, yeah, there's a muscle-bound green guy, too. It's going to be fucking great. And you're like, yeah, well, okay. So you've been doing coke in the waiting room, and now you're just pitching me shit. Like, that's all you're getting. But yet, here it goes. They drop it, and it's a phenomenon. So Feige was just like, all right, look, I proved to you I can do anything I want, and it will sell. So let's start eyeing Spider-Man. And that's what's happening. But my question is Sony finally going to be like, yeah, okay, we'll sell it? Because they sell it, they got to sell Venom too. And Craven,
Carnage,
and they have
Mobius.
Craven, Carnage, Venom, and like some other characters they were looking to make films of. They're gonna
Yeah.
have to sell each one of those also. That's a good payday. But the thing is still, now you don't have it. What are you gonna do, Sony?
I, I think the writing was on the wall for Sony when Kevin Feige showed up. Like it was already there.
Okay.
No disrespect to Andrew Garfield. I think he's a great actor. I didn't fuck with those Spider-Man movies. I don't remember a scene from the first one. And the second one, my issue with him as Spider-Man is he was too cool as Peter Parker. Like,
I like that. I like, okay.
He had too much swag. He's saving the world. He's swinging through the city. He flips to the graduation, flips into the outfit. And it's like, hey, my niggas, was good. It's good. We getting at it. We made it.
He was too cool for school. He was down with everybody, and it was like, that's not the Peter I know.
That ain't Peter. Like,
true.
That may be Peter with the symbiote, but that's for like 30 minutes in the big scheme of things. Like a little bit, just a little bit.
Yep.
And then that's not actually Peter. It's the symbiote. So those movies didn't fly. Kevin gave them an offer they couldn't refuse. And I think with the money that's been made between now and then, and when he approaches them, it's going to be a bigger offer that they can't refuse, because it's kind of like when EA got the license on the re-up again from the NFL. Like it would be more fruitful for them to have competition. But EA came up with so much money up top, they was like, we don't have to do nothing,
Oh yeah.
Right. So I think Sony's going to be in that same type of situation, and I think it's a good thing. Like seeing Spider-Man in an MCU movie, it just felt right. They did him right.
Completely. And I like the idea of, look, guys, we're not going to give you an origin. You know who he is.
Right.
Let's keep going.
Right.
And that was it. And it was like, yo, that's exactly what I needed. I did not need another Spider-Man origin. I don't care about his fucking uncle. I don't. All the things they do with him and everything. It's, oh, you good power, responsibility. Shut up and die. Let's move on. And that's what we did. And it was like, yeah, let's go with that. And I love it. I love it. We don't need to see this guy who represents his morality. You let him have it on his own and continue on with it. We get where he got it from, but let's move on.
Speaking of which,
cry at the beginning of this movie.
And this, I think this is key to what we're talking about. And I'll present you with this question. If Sony sells all the characters, does it also include the Into the Spider-Verse characters as well?
That's what I'm thinking. I think if Feige's making the move for Spider-Man, he knows he can't just be like, all right, let me take Spider-Man and we're good. And then he's like, oh shit, we want to make a Spider-Man movie. Let's do the Sinister Six. We can't. We didn't buy Dr. Octopus.
We didn't get all of them.
Yeah, we didn't get all the groceries. Craven. We didn't get. Oh, okay, well, let's just change it up. And you're like, Kevin, we can't. And he's like, yeah, you're right. He would know that. And so he's going to be like, hey, are these all the toys that I let you have? I'm buying them back. Right. And he's going to make a big sweep. Anything that's Marvel, it's going to be under that Marvel umbrella. It's going to be home. I remember that's what he said. He said, that's what I want. I want to bring Marvel home. And it's like, damn. And I think once Feige does that, and releases movies for everything that he's brought back home, I think that's when Feige's going to finally go ahead and be like, I'm stepping down. I did what I wanted to do. I brought Marvel home. Now let me run and take care of whatever else Disney wants me to take care of now.
That's real. I think that's the key. Sony, it's weird. Into the Spider-Verse is one of the best movies I have ever seen, live action or animated, does not matter.
Definitely.
I think that's their best installment of Spider-Man in terms of a movie. I'm looking forward to the next one for sure. But it, I would love to see all of this in the MCU. For what it's, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I don't think Sony's really got a choice though. I think they really just need to decide on what money they want to get for it. Because here's the thing. Even let's say they stop collabing, right?
Right.
And they go back to Spider-Man exclusively doing live action with Sony on its own. It won't feel the same to the audience. It won't feel the same to the people that have come up with Vulture, Michael Keaton, and the best Mysterio interpretation that I've ever seen in my life. Like it's and then this third one that's about to drop that's got more cameos than 36 Chambers. Like you got the RZA, you got the original 9, you got the Killer Bees, you got Sons of Man coming through. There's 2 dudes from the Grave Diggers. Capadonna's here. Like you
Capadonna.
Right. Milk this cow the best way we know how.
Oh my God. Bro, thank you. I appreciate that.
Every time you hear about the movie, I don't think they need to drop a trailer because someone else is coming. Like, so that's my take on it. But I think you gotta that's a good perspective on Kevin, because he was the one that was pushing, like, we need to roll the dice on Iron Man.
Yeah.
So he's essentially, through these stories, he's writing his own. So that's legacy shit right there.
His whole deal was it's all connected. And once he announced that and said that at whatever, I forgot what year it was at Comic-Con, but he was like, it's all connected, the Marvel Universe. And when he said that, he wanted at that moment, like, let's go ahead and buy these things back. Let's get Fantastic Four. Let's get blah, blah. And that's when Sony and Fox were like, we got something you want now. Oh, and you've got money behind you now? Oh, here's the price now. It was like, before they were like, we're not doing anything. We're not going to make a movie. And then when it was like, oh, now it's a bidding war. Now let's fucking make this movie before we run out. Let's make this movie. And then they kept rushing. Let's rush this Spider-Man out. They just kept rushing Spider-Mans out. They kept rushing Fantastic Fours out, and Fox is in. So then now we absorbed Fox. Fantastic Four is ours. And he's like, all right, what else is left? And they're like, oh, well, we got Universal with the Hulk, and then we've got Spider-Man. Universal was like, I don't give a fuck what you give me. We're not letting go of Hulk. And they were like, all right, we'll work with you. And then once that happened and they worked with Universal, Sony was like, we don't want to sell them either. And then they were like, all right, we'll work with you, Sony. And Sony was like, will you? Please, thank God. We didn't know what to do, So they were happy with that. And they're just figuring out, we're going to hold on to this. But you can only do it for so long. There's going to be a time where it's like, all right, we're not going to work with you anymore. Let's see what you got. You're going to be like, well, I got nothing. So let me just buy it back.
Right.
That's where we're going to get to. And I think that's what we're getting to now, because the way they're doing stuff and the way they're getting to, it's like, you can't hire the Lords to write another Spider-Man movie for you. The only thing they're going to do is write you another Spider-Man multiverse. That's what the Lords do. That's their thing. Hey, we did great for Lego movie, we're gonna do great for this, and they did. But you're not gonna try to tap them and say, hey guys, can you write an actual live action Spider-Man? They're like, no, because we don't have all the toys that we want to play with to do it. That's the thing. So it's like, well, shit, you would if it was at Marvel. And that's when Feige's like, hey, so you ready to sell? It's like, anyway,
I think it's inevitable.
Is it? That's it. Fuck it. He's Thanos. It's inevitable. That's it. That's all we're waiting for. When they're like, we have nothing else. And he's like, I know. That's it.
What was he saying in the What If? I wouldn't call it genocide. I'd call it a fishing.
Yes.
You know,
That's Feige.
but yeah, real quick, personal question. What's your favorite Spider-Man flick?
Okay.
Silence.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I know. I'd take a moment and stop because honestly, fuck. People are gonna hate me for this, but the Spider-Man 2. The Doc
Sam
Ock,
Raimi?
yeah. That
Oh,
whole
bro.
Doc
Hey,
Ock, that
hey,
whole Doc
that is
Ock
black
thing,
accurate, bro.
I'm
That is
telling you, Blackerate. It's Blackerate.
It's blackberry. It is all black. That I still get chills at that last fight scene on the train. Like I
Oh,
still like
so good.
it's
Oh,
so good.
but for me, it started out the gate with that bank robbery, and Doc Ock is climbing up the building, and he's chucking the money bags and all this stuff, and they're doing all this. The CG was so good, and I'm like, I look at it now, and I'm like, shit, that whole scene, the CG holds up. Then other parts of the movie, you're like, what the fuck? He's swinging, and it looks horrible, but then why did we get it so good during the whole bank robbery scene, and then later on the train? Yes, and it was really good. So Raimi understood what he was doing, and he knew to get the right people to do it, and they did it well. That's why I think that movie was a really good one. After that, I mean, the first one really wasn't all that great. So the second one was good. Then after that, of course, we don't talk about the third.
No.
And then we really don't want to talk about Garfield because I mean it was pretty much a Pharrell music video with that whole thing with the lights and the musics, and I don't know what was happening. Pharrell was like, I do soundtracks now, and look at me, and then so he did this one, and they were like, oh, we shouldn't have let Pharrell direct this sequence, but it was too late. So moving on from there to now the new Spider-Man stuff is great.
That's
But
funny.
I'm just not putting it in my list. It's like a given, so I don't even have to put it in my list. It's a given. So
I get where you're going there. Right, you knew when it got to Marvel. Well, this is what I expected.
Yep.
They've incrementally got better for me. The MCU joints. I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. Like he's one of my top favorite white guys ever.
That's right.
Birds and bats, he does well, including Birdman. Like that movie. Yeah,
let's not lie. That movie's amazing.
That movie is in my top 10. That movie is in my top 10. And then, but their interpretation of Mysterio, and then how they flip that, and then the J. Jonah drop at the end, like J.K. doing his thing. So it was like, wow, that one, and the second one was actually funny.
Oh yeah.
And I thought about getting pissed about the term night monkey. I thought about getting pissed.
I thought about it. I thought about it. Then I was like, but it's a white guy.
Right. I was like, all right. This isn't Miles. Right. So, but I mean, it still was Sonic the Hedgehog. It was still like at the edge of the thing. Like Night Monkey. That's a nigga right there.
Yeah, right. I was like, I'm offended, but let me see what y'all doing first.
Right. Let's just see where this Night Monkey shit go.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. And then when he got to swing, I was like, all right, that was funny. All right, carry on. Like,
yeah.
It was that. But no, Sam Raimi, like I number one, Sam Raimi is Batman to me. That's his Batman. Number two, like that's my one, bro. Like still. No disrespect to Andrew Garfield, none at all. It just didn't work out. He should have been a different hero. They should have done something. He could have been something else, and that would have worked to me.
Sorry.
But not as a Spider-Man. But that is the end of episode 29.
Woo.
Brotherhood Language, approaching conversation kinetically about fiction, with our special guest D Squared. Danny Digital, Battlestar, Galactica, the Blackrit motherfucker in the house, LA to New York, coast to coast on some Sade shit. Appreciate you bringing the movie dance to Shang-Chi. We appreciate the hustle. We feel like we got it straight from the streets. Shout out to the Illuminati. Come check that out. Give them the handles. Drop your handles. Where can they find you? Where can they check you out?
Well, definitely head over to Twitter and just follow the Illuminati right there. Anything that I know, you will know. You'll find it right there. And you can also go to our website, theilluminati.com. That's where we're dropping just exclusives, trying to give you guys as much news, info, and anything else we can. And usually, I'm just going to say, yeah, we definitely are on Feige's list. Sometimes he hates us, sometimes he loves us, but we're doing it because we're nerds, we're geeks, just like you. And I mean, we're in this culture where everybody wants to know what's going to happen before it happens, and we're going to play to it. So, I mean, that's what we do. Spoilers, just be aware. They abound on our website. They definitely do. Speculations also do, and discussions just like this we have on our YouTube channel as well. You can just head over to YouTube and look for the Illuminati there. We're trying to take over everything. We even do podcasts too. So it was great for me to show up right here and be right here on the Black AF. And I love how you have the breakdown, what B means, L means. Oh, it's, trust me, genius. That is genius. Use that for any level of marketing. It should put you in like a stratosphere beyond so many other people, man. I'm telling you,
I appreciate that.
I love it. I love it. I love what you guys do already. So this is just like, man, just bravo.
You've been solid since I met you, bro. We appreciate the support on Instagram and in person. We definitely got to connect when we go down to Mike's down in Long Beach. Yeah. I don't know if you've been there yet. But yeah, we would love to have you back. You're always welcome. And we appreciate you movie dancing with us. And yeah, man, I think this is good that one Black entity can support another one in the same lifeline, in the same environment. I think that's we need to see more of that. More Sony's helping out the MCUs and vice versa and things like that. I'm Sony in this situation. We're Sony. Like, we got some good shit, but the web ain't coming out the way it's supposed to. So thank you for that. BLACKAZFUK, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. The website is www.blackafhq.com. Every Monday we are here 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can check out us on podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, and the YouTube video will be on our home network, Moonshine TV. So we'll have the link ready in there. Strength and blessings to everybody, the 12 people that are watching. Be What will be back soon, and we out. Peace.